Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We will wait for our first participant, which happens to be All Saw Sim. All Saw Sim. Hi, All. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Ajahn.
Good evening to you.
Tonight I have no question. Enjoy listening to your
You
talk.
enjoy your practice also?
Yes, last week I attended a 5-day online retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mindfulness was very good throughout the retreat.
Yes, the retreat is for practice of mindfulness.
Plus meditation also. Plus
Yeah.
meditation.
Yes.
Then meditation was good because I went into stillness. Then one pointedness, the mind was stuck at one point quite firmly. But I a fear of jhana. I was scared. Then I came out from my this
There's nothing to fear but fear itself.
because last time when I attended a retreat, the monk was saying about one person who went into jhana. The wife sent the man to the hospital. Then they tried to resuscitate him. Then later he came out from jhana after some time. That's why I hear the story, I'm a bit scared. That's why when I went to the Wat Yannasangwararam, was very firm.
I don't
Then I
think you can say that because you don't know what the person is in, his mind is in. You just I don't think there's any relationship between jhana and physical ailment. It's just two separate things. Don't try to bring them together.
oh,
You
I
die
thought
whether you're in jhana or not in jhana. If it's time for you to die, so I
maybe
think yeah.
it's my fear
Ja-
of death, I think.
Jhana cannot cause death. That's I guarantee you that. It's not the cause of death.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. Thank you, Jan.
Next, Alvin from Malaysia, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur.
Namaskar. Namaskar, Tanajan. I don't have any question today. Thanks. Just listening in. Thank
Okay.
you.
Next, Felicia Chan. You're back from your retreat.
Ajahn, good evening. I'm very happy to see you. I miss your class. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My progress is good. I can enter the stage of separation of body and mind easily. Just carry mindfulness. I see those illusion arise and disappear naturally. They stay for a moment and then disappear. I just observe, not participate in them.
Yes, when you come out of meditation, you should keep reminding yourself that you and the body are not the same person.
Yeah.
You are one and the body is another person. Somebody you look after.
I'm very happy. But John, I have few questions tonight.
Go ahead.
Number one, I see Rupa just a form. This is nothing. Feeling is just a feeling. It is nothing also. When thinking comes, Sankara will comes in very fast. When Sankara comes in, the five aggregate will mix together. So they will be pain. Otherwise, there will be no pain. Am I correct?
It depends on how your Sankara thinks. If you think with defilement, then you have dukkha. If you don't think with defilement, the mind has no dukkha. But the pain of the feeling is not due to Sankara, it's due to the impermanence of the body. sometimes the body gets sick, so you have painful feeling. You have to separate that there's two types of feeling, you know, mental feeling and body feeling, physical feeling. The mental feeling, the mental dukkha caused by your defilement, caused by your cravings, while the physical dukkha is caused by the impermanent nature of the body. Sometimes the body gets sick when it's hungry or when it's hot or cold. You get painful feeling, which you cannot do anything about. But the mental feeling, the dukkha that arises from your craving, you can stop this by stopping your cravings, your desire.
Okay, noted. Thank you, Ajahn. Number two, sometimes feeling comes first and then thinkings come. But sometimes thinking comes by, sometimes thinking comes out by itself. Am I correct?
Yes, thinking and feeling, they are independent. They're not dependent on each other. Feeling comes from contact with the sensual objects. When you see something, you get feeling, good feeling or bad feeling. And then your thinking can come in and try to do something with the feeling that you don't like.
Okay, thank you. Number three, if Sankara, if stop Sankara, that means you stop reincarnation. Is it correct?
No, you stop your cravings. Sankhara is just the tool of your craving, but
Okay.
it is not the ones that cause you to reborn. What causes you reborn are the cravings for sensual pleasures.
Okay, do that. Thank you.
So you have to stop your sensual pleasures. Instead of going to movies, going to places for enjoyment, you should do meditation instead. Then you can stop your sensual pleasure craving.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Then you won't have to be reborn. If you can be happy without relying on the body.
Okay, thank you very much, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Professor Ken. Hi, you're back from your retreat.
Hello, Ajahn. Yes, I came back now after a few weeks in the monastery. So,
how was it like?
Yeah, the practice was quite smooth this time. I felt more comfortable, able to maintain a good mindfulness all the time. So it was very good.
And you still your mind yet?
No, not completely, but I just continued working on it anyway. So
yeah, it's not easy.
No, I just keep going anyway, and progress is coming, but very slowly. But it was certainly very good to practice all the time without any major distractions. So I appreciated the time there.
You experienced more calm than you would back here at home.
Yes, definitely. And also keeping the 8 precepts is very good to avoid distractions and just making the time available. So previous times I found that mindfulness would tend to wane a little bit towards the end of the day, but this time it was quite smooth. I just kept going very well.
Good. So you do mindfulness and then you meditate when you have the time to sit.
Yeah, basically I just change between sitting, walking, and there's a couple of chores to do during the day, and I just kept that going all day.
So you find mindfulness very useful. The more mindfulness you have, the calmer your mind becomes.
Yeah, I while not sitting or walking in meditation, I did my best to stay quiet and be mindful. It's a little bit challenging in that monastery because it's a quite a small space, so you can't avoid running into people. But I did my best to avoid.
Stay in your
having to-
room. Can you stay in your
Yeah.
room?
Yeah, I did. I stayed in my room most of the time, like
Mm.
a hermit. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. That was my strategy to avoid people.
Yeah, you should take it as a challenge. Stay in the room for as long as possible, unless you have something else to do.
Exactly. That's what I did. So it was overall very helpful.
Yeah, you want to isolate yourself from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Good. Any question tonight?
No questions, Ajahn. Just keeping going with the practice now. I'm back home again. No specific
Okay.
questions. Thank you.
You feel refreshed, regenerated?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. But you still have to go back from time to time to recharge your battery.
Yeah, I have to go back when I can, although the situation I have at home is quite good as well. I don't have any distractions here. No people anyway. So
Yes, that's good. So you can continue on with your practice, although not as intensive as it would be like in the monastery.
yes, exactly. And the monastery only has a few places for lay practitioners. So this time of year it tends to be quite busy. So
Mhm.
that's why I had to leave on Friday, because they had some.
Make room for
Other-
other people.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn,
You
very
can
much.
practice mindfulness anywhere, anytime, all the time, except when you
Yeah.
go to sleep.
Okay,
Okay, good.
thank
I'll
you,
go to
Ajahn.
Coxing from Singapore.
Greeting, Prajan. This evening I have two questions. The first question, I would like to clarify what Prajan mentioned last Zoom meeting. And I think in one of the answers to one of the members, you were mentioning about if we are enlightened person, we will see relationship as suffering or dukkha. And if we are delusional, we see relationship as good. So I was reflecting on this statement, and I recall that Buddha actually mentioned when after the son was born, so he declared Rahula meaning bondage. So so the Buddha actually feel that having a son is a bondage, and it's actually I was reflecting myself as a father to my son, to my daughter, is a kind of bondage. It's actually in a so-called in truth, it's actually relationship between father and child is also considered as is delusional, is actually dukkha. So may I check, Ajahn, is this understanding correct?
Well, when you have a son or daughter, you will worry about them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. When you don't have them, you won't have any worry. Like me, I don't have a son or daughter, so I don't have to worry about them.
Yes. Yeah. Even though my second son is 22 years old and undergraduate now, but when he's sick and for a few days and he still wants to go out to meet with his friend, despite my advice to him to stay at home to rest, he still wants to go. So I have no choice. But at the back of my mind, I'm not so worried because he's already an adult. But of course, I wish that he would stay at home and rest and recuperate from his illness. Yeah. So so there's this little thing of dukkha, but I'm not so worried because he's already an adult already.
there'll be more dukkha coming when he get involved into some accident or something, or when he did something wrong and has to be incarcerated. There's so many bad things that can happen to anybody. So and every time bad thing happen, you feel sad, right?
Yes.
Okay. But if it's not your son or daughter, then you don't feel sad. It can happen. If it happens to anybody else, it's okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because you have attachment, you have
Bonding.
expectation for them to be well and happy all the time. But they cannot be well and happy all the time because that's not the nature of their body. The nature of the body is changing from good to bad, from bad to good, back and forth.
Okay. And I was just reflecting that I may not have reached that stage of disenchantment, and based on the 5-year sermon, when from disenchantment and then there is release. So so if we are able to see that relationships is dukkha, we will see everything as we'll get disenchanted in that sense.
Yes, if you see the 3 characteristics of all existence, of all things, then you will become disenchanted. You don't have any attraction toward them. Because it's like looking at poison. Are you attracted to poison?
No.
Okay. But you see it as a sweet drink. So you drink it. And then you become sorry later when you get a bad stomach. It's because you don't see it. It's poisonous. It contains poison. Everything in this world contains poison. They make you sick. They make your mind sick.
And that is why the 5-year sermon said that everything is a flame, everything is burning.
Everything is burning.
Is the 5-year sermon, everything is a flame, the contact is a flame, and
Yeah, they are fire. They are hot. They're hot with greed, hot with anger, hot with delusion. So it's not good to stay close to fire. You want to stay away as far away from fire as you can.
And and therefore, if we lead a homeless life, if we enter the monastics, we do not have any. We practice celibacy. We do not have any children. Then we will not have such so-called such dukkha as the such suffering as a result of our offsprings.
That's right. Our enlightened person is a single, not a married person.
Yeah. Ajahn, I have another question, which is from the chanting book, Anatta Lakahana Sutta, the discourse on the not self characteristics. So there is this sentence on Vedana Anatta Vedana Cha Hinhitam Bhikkhuvava Atta Abha Visa. In English, which is translated as feeling is not self. If feeling was self, this feeling would not lend itself to this ease, and it would be impossible. And it would be possible to say with regard to feeling, let my feeling be thus, let my feeling not be thus. So, does it mean that feeling sometimes it would just pop up by itself without, for example, let's say we have, for example, we are sexual cravings, they will just arise out of nowhere, just pop up from nowhere. Is that what is meant by the sentence here?
It means that they are not under your control. They are like the weather. Sometimes you get hot weather, sometimes you get cold weather. They are conditioned and cause them to arise and cease. But this condition is not you. You're not the one who caused this thing to arise and cease.
Okay. So sometimes you may feel that, oh, we are very mindful and so on, but out of blue moon, then pop, there's this feeling, this craving come out of nowhere. So it will just arise out of nowhere. So so basically, this is what is meant over here.
It's meant that it's like the weather. It comes and goes like the weather. There are conditions that cause them to come. And when those conditions disappear, then they disappear with the condition.
Okay. Understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Next, Julia from Colorado. You have any wildfire there?
Hello, Ajahn. Yes, but it's over the mountain pass from where I live. So there's smoke coming all the way from Canada also. It's very hazy sometimes. And then there's a small fire over the pass from lightning.
Is this normal to have fire in Colorado?
It's normal, some, but the past few years, my understanding, I mean, I haven't looked at the statistics, but it feels like much more than usual.
Because of the climate change, yeah.
Yeah, it's also, generally maybe 1 or 2 degrees warmer, hotter every day on average. Yeah.
But you're okay where you are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it hotter in Thailand? Also the effects of climate change?
Yeah, during the dry season, but right now we are in the rainy season, so we got plenty of rain, so there are no wildfire right now.
Okay.
But during the dry season, yes, we have fire.
Even in Thailand.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And then sometimes caused by human. People burn down trees so they can cultivate the land.
Oh, yeah.
They have to
That's
make a
difficult.
living. They have to make a
Right.
living.
Yeah. There are many humans on the planet right now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Too many cravings.
Yeah.
Stop craving, and then you have less human beings.
It's a good reminder, Ajahn. It's a very good reminder.
Okay, do you have any question?
I think with all gratitude for the opportunity, I will choose to listen today.
Okay, I'll go
Okay.
to Toronto now.
Wow.
Dr. Piao and Indira. You weren't in last week.
Yes,
did
we
you?
missed two.
2 sessions, yeah. We were away.
I see. This is summertime, so you're on vacation, huh?
Short, yes, short one.
So happy to be here, Ajahn.
Any question?
Not really. I just want to I think latch on to about the Nibbida. I think one of the earlier participants talk about Nibbida. I think it's the 3 stages of the mind which is transformed through insight. Nibbidang, Virajati, Viraga, Nibbida, Viraga, Nirodha. Like in English, disenchantment, dispassion, and release. So these are stages which mind goes through slowly with inside, right? So nibbida is like you don't have the same kind of attachment, same kind of a glue, strong glue as before for certain objects, people. So your enchantment is not there anymore. Like it's like the glue is not that strong. Is that what that means?
Yes, yes. You start to see the dukkha in those things.
So when you see the dukkha, you are creating your own dukkha. Then you don't want to. Why? You ask the question why, and then viraga, right? The dispassion towards that, they're creating that dukkha for you. Is it? That's how
Yes,
the mind.
that's right. When you start to realize that the drinks you've been drinking will cause you cancer in the future, then you say,
yeah,
I don't want to drink it anymore.
Don't smoke anymore. Kind of
So,
thing, yes.
so when you give up the drinks, then you're free. You feel released.
Yeah. So it's a I guess it's a gradual step-by-step process. It doesn't happen overnight. Like with practice, the mind goes through the series of changes with
I
your
think
own.
it varies from individual. Some people can do it right away and say. Some people might take a few more days. They still have some yearning, some longing for those things.
So 7 days to 7 years.
They haven't seen the dukkha enough yet. So they need to see more dukkha.
So is the dukkha is the trigger for getting out of dukkha?
Yes, because no one wants suffering, right?
That's so true.
No one want to have cancer, do you?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's so true.
So in the Deva world, that's probably why they're not too interested in the enlightenment process, right? Because they are having too much fun.
Yes, because they don't have a body. They live in a dreamland, so they can generate all the good experiences. Even
in the human world, people who are rich and they're having fun all the time, they don't see there's a dukkha. Why?
Because
dukkha? What are you talking about?
Because they don't see the aging, sickness, and death of the body yet.
Yeah. It's a delusion, form of delusion, because one person actually asked us, like, why are you always like
talking about dukkha?
Talking about dukkha, and y'all are trying. I mean, there's no dukkha in our lives, so some people don't see it.
Because they're blind, they're mentally blind if they don't see any dukkha.
It's good to have dukkha in life, because that way you realize what it really is, and you want to shorten samsara.
But I thought all people have dukkha, but they are not tuned to they don't see a set dukkha. I mean, everyone gets old, everyone gets sick.
They don't want to think about it. See, that's the problem. They don't want to think about it, so they forgot.
They're in a denial, like they don't want.
Yeah, denial. Don't want to think about it. Want to live here now and enjoy life now. Forget about tomorrow.
They're using the present moment just in a wrong way.
In the wrong way, and in the defilement way.
That's so true. So true.
That's why the Buddha teaches Buddhists to constantly contemplate on aging, sickness, and death all the time. Because this is what caused him to see the light. The Buddha, when he saw an old man, a sick man, and a dead man, then this really struck him deep.
Yeah, they're called the divine messengers in one of the sutras.
That's right. Yeah.
So
and the fourth person is a monk.
Yeah. Monk. Yeah. Yes. So that's why he wanted to go on for the search for ignoble, like a noble search, right? The ignoble search is we are looking for something. We are getting old. We are going to get sick and we are going to die. But we are still looking for something of the same. But the noble search is you're looking for something outside that big picture.
Something beyond this rebirth thing. Somewhere where there's no aging, sickness, and death.
Yeah.
And
it's amazing.
The easy answer is no birth, then no aging, sickness, and death.
So true.
Yeah. Amazing, deathless.
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Ajahn.
Okay.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, it's
You're
so nice
welcome.
to see you. Theron
Next,
Saranai.
Anura and Ramya, where is she? She's sleeping?
Good evening. I think she went to bed a bit late, so she may not be joining. So I went to bed late, but I woke up anyway. So it's happy to join you. Yeah, this is Dhamma. So practice is it's okay. So because with working is what I do every morning and evening. So we don't engage in, we don't watch TV now. We don't, we used to follow a lot of sports and politics. Now it's no passion for those things. So it's good. Tangajan, just a question, just to clarify my understanding. Is it correct to say that we are not in the Magga unless we completely gone through the Eightfold Path? So at least we have experienced Samadhi like a jhana. So then only we can say we are in the Magga. Is that the correct understanding?
In order to enter into the Magga, you need to have the fourth jhana. And then you start to contemplate on the nature of the five khandhas, to see it being three characteristics of the five khandhas, so that you can then let go of your fetters, the first three fetters.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing this, you're in the first Magga, the first level of Magga, Sotapanna Magga. And if you see the five khandhas, the body and feelings, and natural phenomena, they're not you, they are not under your control, then you just let them be. Once you let them be, then you become a Sotapanna. Because if you want to control them, you'll get dukkha. If you don't want to get old, get sick, or die, then you'll feel pain, mental pain. But if you accept the aging, sickness, and death, then there will be no mental pain, no suffering, no dukkha. Then you see the Four Noble Truths working in your mind in real time. You have to do this when you're facing some critical situation with your body, like when you're given a diagnosis of having cancer and you only have 6 months to live. Then your mind will be really, really suffering, stressful. So if you can apply the wisdom that the body is not you, the body is temporarily, you cannot control it, you just have to accept it. Once you can accept death of the body, then your mind becomes peaceful again, because you stop the desire not to die. Then you see the working of the Four Noble Truths in your mind. Suffering is caused your craving, the desire not to die. And the Magga tells you the truth, that the body has to die. So when you see the truth and accept the truth, you let go of your craving not to die. Let it die. Then your mind becomes peaceful and not affected by the death of the body. So you see so there will be no doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. You see the Four Noble Truths happening right in your mind. So you have no doubt to the person who teaches this theory of the Four Noble Truths, which is the Buddha. And then you become the Sangha yourself. You become a noble disciple, having attained the first level of enlightenment. So now you know where the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha really are. They are in your mind.
So that means Sangha means even the lay people who have.
No, this is a noble disciple.
Noble disciple.
Noble one.
Yeah.
Like a Sotapanna.
Right. Doesn't need to be a monk. Is that correct?
It doesn't have to be any monk or non, male or female, young or old. If you can let go of the first three fetters, you become a noble disciple. But usually, mostly they are monks because they have more time for the practice. See, for you, you have to spend half of your time, or maybe 80% of your time working, and you may only have 20% practicing Dhamma. But with monks, we have 100% of the time practicing, from the time we get up to the time we go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah. Understand. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Next, Marco. Hi, Marco. You're off today?
Yes, hi Ajahn. I'm off today. I needed to be part of this English version of your meeting because
Yes.
I did not want to bother the people with the Thai language on Wednesday. But
Okay.
I'm looking for some advice, Ajahn. First of all, I would like to make a confession, which was something that happened to me now recently, which have caused my family some great pain, which has to do with 5 precepts, which I've broken. I've been doing a lot of practice, but I've been doing it in a diluted way, which I've not physically cheated on my wife, but I've mentally cheated, emotionally cheated by being in contact with other people in the time that I was married, and my wife found out, and that has caused me to look back and to really go through what has happened, what the problem is, and how I can fix that. And that's why I'm looking for your advice, because you have helped before. So what's happening when I'm going outside? I used to have like scanning eyes, wandering eyes. I've worked on that to evade the view. But what I've realized is that I crave attention, and the way I do that is the format I used is I had old contacts on LinkedIn, social media platform. I don't do other social media, but I do LinkedIn, and on there I chatted with women and started to flirt, which is not okay, and I never realized that it was that bad, and my wife found out, luckily, and not luckily, of course, because I've hurt her a lot, and my son. But I know that this is my problem. So precepts 3 and 4, I've broken, and I want to redeem myself. I want to get out of this, because I understand now where the problem lies, is that I was deluding myself of being a nice person because I was talking nicely to people, but not understanding that it was flirting, not understanding that it was leading to the possibility to actually physically cheat, which luckily did not happen, but definitely could have happened by my behavior. And I need help. I need guidance. I need to see the truth, because this is not working for me. I luckily my wife has given me a last chance, and I feel the need to confess this everywhere. So I've been talking to colleagues about what I've done. I've talked to my parents, to what I've done, my sister, my son as well, because this is the only way to get out of this, in my opinion. I think that this is something that has made me truly feel the dukkha, because what the suffering that I've caused to my family. But I'm hoping that you are able to give me guidance, because I clearly do not see women and men as the same. I still have preference for women. I know that I still have craving for looking at that, and that's causing these problems. And mostly I'm realizing, so daily I do my walking meditation and everything seems to be okay, but when I'm at work and the computer comes into play and my LinkedIn profile pops up, then I start hearing, for instance, a female voice, and I start to wonder what the person looks like, and then I start to wonder, oh, maybe the person is on LinkedIn, and I go there, and I want to stop that. I want to find a way to be able to not go down that road. I'm looking for your advice, Ajahn.
Well, to fix this problem, you need to take a course on human anatomy. You have to study the 32 parts of the body.
Thank
Just
you.
try to study, make it a course. Try to look at these pictures of the human parts, from the skeleton to the heart, lungs, and liver, and all the internal organs of the body. This is what monks are taught to do on the first day of ordination. They have to study the 32 parts of the body, because with this, with this antidote, anytime you have any cravings, sexual cravings, you can use this to calm it down. So you should have to force yourself to look at these pictures.
Yesterday, so my wife does Asupa training often, so she looks at really the autopsy, things like that. And yesterday we looked at that, and I know it helped. It should help me. And I found that specifically the part with the eyes, I'm noticing that I feel a lot of resentment towards that, looking at that. So I know that that's one of the parts that I've been looking at that has been important to me. And I know that that's the right practice to do. And that's something that I definitely will follow and keep following. And what worries me is that I had the feeling that my meditation was going well. I've been meditating a lot. But it's with the wrong view. I want to get rid of the wrong view. I need to be able to see the truth, the reality of the body, that it's not pretty. It's just a vessel. It's nothing more. It's dirt and nothing more than that.
Yes, you have to contemplate, think about it, look at it until it embed in your mind. So that when anytime you want to have this thing appear in your mind, you can have it. You can recall it. So whenever you have when you look at a beautiful body, then you should call up this anatomy part of the body.
Thank you, Tanajan. Yeah, I have another question. So one of the reasons why I got in trouble is not necessarily because that came up first, but I've been too friendly with people, and also sometimes giving people the wrong idea when I'm talking to them because I'm overly friendly. And for instance, whenever I respond to emails or chat, I put in smileys and things like that, and I realized that it's craving for attention. So one of the things is that I'm stopping to do that, to be mindful to whatever communication I have with specifically with women, but just in general, because that comes from somewhere where I think it's lack of self-esteem, that I have to feel this sense of people appreciating the fact that I'm contacting them. And I need to break that as well, because I know that those situations are also caused by me just being too flirtatious, just to being too open and chatty, as opposed to being professional, which I should not be.
Yes, you just have to be more business-like.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. It sounds so easy, and I've realized that now that my wife found out, and I've come clean about those things, the happening. I feel like that fell off my shoulders. Something fell off my shoulders. It's like, okay, this was hanging above me, and I never had the feeling that I could share, which meant that also the fourth precept I broke by just not being honest about it. And I really hope that I have the capability to actually live up to the precept like I want, because I definitely have the wish to proceed with this. I don't want to be I don't want to part of this life anymore like it is. I don't want to come back. I don't want to do this same cycle over and over. I do see the dukkha, but I get deluded by the human body and by attention, and that's what I need to get out of.
Yes, you can use the body contemplation as your meditation object. When you meditate, just go through the 32 parts. Maybe first by memorizing the names, like I give the boys in their Wednesday night meeting to recite the 32 parts.
I can learn from my son, yes.
Yeah. So at least you have something to remind yourself that what the body is made of. And then maybe you have to start to visualize those parts in your mind. It takes time, but if you persist, eventually you will have it embedded in your mind, installed in your mind. Then whenever you need to use it, you can call it up quickly, easily.
Thank you, Tanajan.
But I think you're on the right track. If you admit your mistakes, admit your fault, and now you want to fix it. Once you apply the right fix, then the problem will go away eventually.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay. Just keep persisting, keep working at it. Don't give up.
Thank you, Tanaja.
Okay. Anything else?
No, just thank you, because I don't think that I would be able to get the proper guidance if I was not able to talk to you. So just thank you for the guidance you've given me. And today is the day that I was able to make it, but I should really make this a habit, because I'm noticing that it has to happen, because I need guidance. I've made a lot of decisions on how I think I should meditate. I listen to a lot of Dhamma talks, but sometimes I think I just need to ask the proper question, and not make assumptions on the practice, which, like I said, I thought I was on the right track. And when this was exposed, it just, I was like, how can I be so deluded? How can I be so stupid to cause this myself? And it really made me feel that I'm not taking the steps that I promised myself to make. So I'm deluding myself. I'm lying to myself, really. So
Yes,
I don't want that.
Your defilement is very clever. It can trick you to think that you're so good. You become overconfident.
I'm very scared of that, to be honest. And I really want to have I've had the last couple of nights, the dreams have been very vivid about being judged and being looked at with disdain and with, how can you do this? How can you do this? Also, my parents telling me that they're obviously disappointed in my actions, and it's a wake-up call. And I'm hoping that at least this gives me the opportunity to make the right next step, because I can't go back to this.
Okay, I hope you make it through.
Thank you, Tanaja.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Penang. Gek Yen So. You have any problem?
Ajahn, I'm learning and no questions, Ajahn. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go to Marin County, California. Levan.
Hi, Ajahn. I do have a question. I get caught in like a negative, like angry state of mind from dealing with people who are lying. So I would just wonder, I'm looking at myself, is anger a type of craving?
Yes, no, it's the product of your craving. Your craving or your desire to have people to be honest. When you run into dishonest people, you get angry at them because you become disappointed, not getting what you're expecting. So don't expect that people will be honest. Everybody will be honest. There'll be some honest people and there's some dishonest people. Everything in the world is like this. There's some good and there's some bad thing. The Buddha said, just take things as they come.
But it's hard to deal with people who are not honest because
Well, just don't deal with them then. That's all. If they're not honest, just don't deal with them. Push them out of your life if you can. You can delete a lot of things on your phone. Why can't I use it? Delete people out of your mind.
I have another question about mindfulness. I heard that's like when we can recite like Puto when we do a simple task. But if a task like demand all the attentions, I can drop the Puto and just focus completely on the task. Is that right?
That's right. But then if you have to think, then you only get half of the mindfulness that you want to get. Full mindfulness is to be focused at what you do and at the same time not thinking about what you do, just knowing what you do. But if you have to think, then you only get half. You have focus on the work, but you still have to think.
Okay. So full mindfulness is doing the task 100% without thinking.
That's right, just merely knowing. Simple tasks like washing dishes and mopping.
So if I'm washing dishes, I don't really need to focus on my body. I can just wash the dishes and know exactly
on what you do.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I think I was confused on that. Is that am I all like focused on this body doing it, or am I focused on the task?
If you do nothing else, then you focus on the body. If you're walking, just focus on the walking.
Mhm.
If you're sitting, then you can focus on the breath, on your breathing, for instance. But if you're walking, you're driving, you have to focus on what you do.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's a major object that you have to focus on.
Mhm.
Or
And
else
when
you'll be doing something wrong. You'll be doing wrong things if you're not focused on what you do.
Mhm. And
But
ideally one task at a time, right?
yes, because then you can do many tasks at a time as long as you don't need to think. Can you do that? Sometimes you might have to do something together, like washing dishes. You might have to,
Putting soap on. Yeah.
yeah, but at least they're in the same vicinity, in the same area.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. I'm clear now. Thank you.
Okay, good. Next, Cove. Hi, Cove. Where are you from?
Hi, Ajahn. I'm from Los Angeles. Nice to meet you.
Okay, you were here last time, right? Oh, this is your first?
No, this is my first time.
I see, okay. What can I do for you?
I have a few questions. If you perform an action for someone else, like you give them something or you let them go first, for example, but your thought at the time is that you maybe prefer it another way, for example, like you keep the item, what kind of karma is created at that time?
I'm not quite sure what you mean there. Can you explain?
Like for example, you're with another person and you're both offered a gift, but you let the other person have the gift instead of you. But in your mind, you're thinking for a moment, oh, I wish I got that instead of them. Does that make sense?
Yes, I
Does
understand.
that create?
You have regret.
Yeah.
But the first action
Yes.
is good action, good karma. It's like giving things away.
Yes,
But then
yes.
after that, you
Does
have regret. You have regret. This is bad action. You should tell yourself once you've given something away, don't expect to get it returned. It's gone. It's gone from you.
Can you correct that thought after if you catch it?
Next time, tell yourself. Next time, whenever you give something, then let it go.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Another question is, sometimes in a meditation, I feel that my head turns from side to side, kind of on its own. And I'm aware of it. Should I stop it or let it just happen?
How do you meditate? Do you have something to focus on when you meditate?
Yes. I use my breath and sometimes Buddha.
Okay, just stick with your breath or Buddha. Don't worry about the thought of having your face turning, your head turning back and forth. It might be just a deception of the mind.
Okay. I will do that. And my last question is, if someone is dying in your families, is there a chant lay people can do for that dying person, or is it better just to be present? Is there any chanting that a lay person can do?
Well, the Buddha teaches Buddhists to constantly contemplate on the nature of the body, that everybody will have to get old, get sick, and die.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep chanting this verse: aging, sickness, and death. No one can go beyond them. Then it will make your mind feel better. Your mind will start to begin to accept. But you cannot help the dying person. The dying person has to do it himself or herself in order to make the mind peaceful.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, go to Oregon, to Stephanie. Hi, Steph.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you. And you?
Doing good, thank you. I guess we were talking about dispassion earlier, and that I have been getting into the news cycle because of the election, and dispassion came up because I was so agitated, and I was just very grateful for my practice. So
Yes.
back on mindfulness. So
Good.
that's all.
Tell
Yeah,
yourself, every election is like this. Someone wins, someone loses. And there'll be
yes,
another
it's
election 4 years
so
later.
peaceful then.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
agitated.
we all still have to pay taxes. We all have to still
Yes.
pay our bills.
Yes. I can't control it. Like I can't control my feelings. I can't control, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
can you resist the desire to follow the news again later?
Yes, yes.
I
It
think so.
I know well, I mean I can't say I know so, but I might slip into it again. But this dispassion, it's just like I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to open it. Like it's very strong. And so that made me feel really good to notice that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Good. Meditation better than following the
Yes.
news.
Yes. Buddho. Like I didn't do that before, but now since learning that, Buddho, I just all day long, it's really helpful. It really brings you right back.
Yeah. Decrease your thoughts, makes your mind lighter.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Good. Keep it up.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Go to New York now with Mike.
Greetings, John. So nice to see you again.
Yes.
I've been practicing quite consistently, and yeah, it's been hard to not get swept up in all the news globally. But yeah, like everyone's been saying, I've been very grateful for my mindfulness practice, and it's really been grounding me in the rough times. I guess we were talking a lot about contemplations of the body, and I was just curious, about beyond lust, but more about impermanence of our own bodies. If there's any kind of like meditation object for becoming more at ease with our own death, our own our own bodies kind of failing us. If there's any teaching or chant, or I've been using the Dukkha Anicca Nada a lot recently, but just like beyond that, for kind of like embracing the impermanence of our own bodies.
Well, see, it depends on how calm your mind is. Sometimes if your mind is not calm, your defilement will keep resisting you to contemplate the death of the body. So you might have to wait if you cannot yet contemplate on the death of the body. It means you need more calm of your mind first. So you need to practice more meditation to calm your mind to the point where you can suppress your defilement from refusing to accept the truth. So before you go to wisdom part, you need to have samadhi or concentration first, calm. So don't worry too much about body contemplation if you could not yet do it. If you find your mind resisting this contemplation, then it means you need you need to calm your mind more. You have to have more mindfulness or more equanimity. When you have equanimity, your mind will be neutral, no attraction or aversion to the truth. That can accept the truth easily.
I definitely
Yes.
have found that thinking about things as dukkha has been helping me in anxiety and stress situations, just being able to label it and to kind of like see it as something that is not self, that is passing and fading.
Yes, what I said to you, I thought was your question was that somehow your mind does not accept death yet. If it doesn't accept death now, it means your mind has a lot of resistance. So you need to calm your mind down more first to reduce the resistance to the truth before you can look at death. But if you can look at that and you can accept it, then there's no need to do any more meditation. Understand what I mean?
Ajahn. I find also that I've been getting sometimes stuck when these ideas of, I know I can't control what other people think of me, but trying to, especially when it comes to my Buddhist practice, trying to maintain the right type of knowledge about Buddhism, and to when I share Buddhist knowledge, to make sure that it is in line with the Thai forest tradition and my own ethics and guidelines as taught by the forest tradition. But then sometimes when other people will have assumptions about the practice, I find my ego gets involved because I feel like others aren't, are projecting onto me these ideas about what they think the practice is about, even if it's not. So I guess if there's any contemplations or strategies for overcoming this sense of ego, or is that like even a healthy sense of ego? It's about kind of keeping Buddhist tenets intact.
Well, there's no self, that's the truth. And since there's no self, then there's no need for any reaction to anything. Just be merely knowing things. People saying something, just nod your head, and no need to react to what they say, whether they contradict your understanding of things or not. You don't need to react to them. We have to accept that we have different views. So if they have this type of view, it's their business, not our business to change it. Our business is to really acknowledge, is to be merely aware or merely knowing what's going on. That's all. Then you will get rid of your ego, because there's no mind, there's no I, there's just knowing. So be a knowing, not an I, not an ego. Somebody say good things to you, you don't have to smile. When they say bad things to you, you don't have to frown. You just be merely knowing, accepting the truth. Okay, there's something saying something bad, that's fine. If something good, that's fine also. This is where the position of the mind, the true position of the mind. The Buddha said, whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you know, just merely see, merely hear, merely know. No need to react to what you see or hear or know. Unless you have to. If you have to, then you react with wisdom, with rationality, not with emotion, or with loving kindness or compassion. Depends on the case that you have. If you have to react, you react with the four Brahma Vihara, the Metta, Karuna, Mudita, or Ubekha, depending on the situation. If it requires metta, then you react with metta. If it requires compassion, you react with compassion. If it requires sympathetic joy, you react with that. If it requires equanimity, you react with equanimity. Okay? Then there's no self involved, there's no ego involved. It's merely reacting to conditions. sometimes you have to react because you're still living with people and things. But you don't need to react with an ego, with an I or me. I'm better than you, or I'm worse than you. You don't have to react with that type. Just merely know, merely see, merely hear, merely smell or taste, whatever. In order to be able to do this, you need to do a lot of meditation. You get to equanimity. Because when you're in equanimity, that's where your mind will become merely knowing and not reacting with love, hate, fear, or delusion. Okay? So do a lot of meditation, mindfulness meditation.
I will. Thank you, Frank John.
Good. Next, Philip. Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanjan. Glad to be here. I don't really have any questions tonight. I just wanted to clarify just now. There was I think, statement from Dr. PR side. I think he mentioned that there are people that mentioned that they don't have suffering. They don't have suffering. Is this because they lack zero mindfulness at all, or
No, they just don't want to think about it. They try to erase the suffering from their mind whenever they appear in their mind. They only focus on the happiness, on the happiness side.
So they are finding all those temporary physical happiness, worldly happiness to plaster over this big elephant in the room, which is a birth and rebirth and all this suffering, right?
That's right. That's what the Buddha described. Some people use sensual pleasure to suppress or to eliminate dukkha. See? But dukkha will always come back to them sooner or later.
Because they are always looking for the next high, or the next higher high or something like that, right?
Yeah, the next party tomorrow.
Next party, yeah.
But there will be an end to a party one day.
Yeah. And then everybody goes home.
Go to the hospital.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. I just need to clarify that. I don't have any questions tonight. Just continuing my practice. Yeah.
Okay.
And everything, I take your advice, like Ki Sera Sera.
Okay, good. Just stay happy, that's all.
Yes.
Next, Apalachita from Dubai.
Good evening, Prajan.
Good evening to you.
No questions. I'm just listening today, and I'm actually rereading your book, and always the second time is more meaningful. So thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Ajahn. I was reading something by Ajahn Chah. Is he of your tradition?
Yes, he's one of the masters. He followed the teaching of Ajahn Man also.
It was about the middle way, and how we have like fear and aversion on one side and craving and desire on the other, and we have to walk the middle way between. I was wondering if you could
That's exactly what I just said. Stay in the middle, mean we have equanimity, don't react. It just mean be merely knowing, no attraction or no aversion to things.
Yes. I've heard that the middle way used a lot, but I've never thought of it with those things on either side of us, and it makes such a lot of sense.
Yes, that's the best position for our mind, to be in the middle, because there is stress-free, no stress when you're in the middle. when you move to the left or right, you start creating stress in your mind.
Mm. Lovely discussions today. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Belinda from Singapore, but now staying at Wat Yan.
Good evening, Ajahn. I'm listening.
Okay, I'll go to Beca, Sao Paulo. Hi, Alfredo.
Hi, Bunch.
How are you?
Oh, I have dor de cabeça, head pain.
Headache, headache. What
Yes,
happened?
I'm painting my coochie.
I see. So you get painful from the pain, huh? The smell?
Yes.
Mm,
I painting the floor of my coochie,
I see.
and I will painting the
ceiling.
the walls
Oh.
and the covers.
Okay.
It's
Good.
okay.
So you're busy.
Oh, yeah, a little. My neighborhood have two men working there, né?
Mhm.
I talk to us. You don't to painting my house, and they yes, and I contract him theirs.
You practice mindfulness while you paint also?
Oh, yes. Mindfulness is 24 hours, né? But the mindfulness such.
Yeah. We focus on what you paint.
Oh yes, I don't paint. They paint. Né?
Oh, I see. You hire
I
him.
want. I would to paint. I would to help them, but they don't like the idea. they tell that I will paint not so good. They paint it together.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So what you do, you just watch them paint?
Yes. This week not paint. Only next week.
Okay.
This week they now it's rain. Now it's rain today. Raining is not painting today.
Okay.
Tomorrow I have a big exam of a breath exam, colonoscopia,
I see.
intestino.
Okay. You have to think it as something normal. Huh? The body will have to get sick.
Oh yes. It's a little danger, né? It's a little danger exam. Intestino, you have a polypus, a cancer polypus. Yeah, very dangerous, very dangerous. I have 60 years next month
I see.
in August, and the doctor paid to me to have exams of intestine, prostata, and my mother died with him. And my mother have intestine cancer. It's a normal problem. It's a normal problem.
Yeah, whatever will be, will be. Whatever will be, will be.
Yes, whatever will be.
Okay. Just smile.
Yes, that's right. But the other people not know Buddha, né? It's difficult to us, né? The peoples not know about Dhamma. It's difficult. The peoples only want pleasure, money, work. No, not Dhamma, né, Bante? It's normal, né, Bante?
Yes. They are not lucky like you. You're lucky to come across the Buddha's teaching.
Oh, thanks, Bante. Thanks.
It's like winning the lottery. Reading the Buddha's teaching is like winning the lottery, the jackpot.
I cry at emotion, but I cry.
Okay.
Thanks much. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Next, B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Hi, good evening, Prajan. I've been away for a while, but I'm glad to be back.
Okay.
I was in the US. I was in Chicago for 2.5 weeks as part of my MBA program. So it was good to visit the US again after many years not going.
Where did you study before in the US?
At Northwestern University, Kellogg School of Management.
Right. Was that in Chicago also?
In Chicago, yes.
Okay.
So it was a 2-week program
Now,
in
now
exchange.
now you go back to the same university for the course?
Now I'm back at so the program is actually by Sasin University, which is a subset of Chulalongkorn University. Prajan.
Okay.
And they have a 2-week exchange program with the Kellogg School in Northwestern. So it was a good opportunity for me to get some experience there.
So
yes.
When will you get your degree?
I have 1 more year to go. It is an executive MBA, so the course is part-time. I have classes on Friday evenings and on Saturdays. So it works concurrently with work.
Okay, good. Do you have any question tonight?
So, just one question, Prajan. I understand you mentioned earlier about physical pain being not as bad as mental pain. Does this mean that mental pain is caused by our defilement suffering, but physical pain is just from the body, which if we know how to let go, it will not be as painful?
That's right. Because the physical pain is only 10%, and compared to the mental pain, which is more like 90% of the total pain. So if you can stop the mental pain, then you're only experiencing the 10% of the physical pain.
Oh, so mental pain is much worse.
Like somebody who is afraid of the needle, when you take a shot, the mental pain is much more stronger than the physical pain. Even before you get the physical pain, the mental pain already started, right? Thinking about having to get a shot. Or when you go to see the dentist and he said you have to take some anesthesia or something, you have to feel the pain from the needle. And you start to feel painful already before the needle actually touch your body. But if you just calm your mind, say, okay, no problem, then when you get the physical pain, it's just very, very small. Or even sometimes you don't have any physical pain at all, but you have mental pain. When you lose someone you love, for instance, what do you get when you feel sad, you feel depressed? That's mental pain. See?
I see. Yes, it can linger on much longer because the physical pain, once it's gone, it's gone. But the mental pain can stay as long as we want if we don't know how to get rid of it.
That's right.
So then, Prajan, a way to counter mental pain is to kind of remind myself that, oh, this is, it will go and it'll pass. Try to forget about it.
Accept the truth. Maybe it won't go yet. If it stay, let it stay. If it goes, let it go. Don't expect, because when you expect, you start creating stress. When will it go away? When will it go away? So just be happy with the pain. Then your mind will be happy. Welcome the pain. Now you welcome the pleasure. They're the same thing. Only they are in the opposite end of each other. The pain is on one end and the pleasure is on the other end.
Yes.
As long as you don't have any craving, attraction or aversion, then there will be no mental pain. That's why you need to practice a lot mindfulness and meditation to train the mind to be neutral, to be merely knowing, not reacting with aversion or attraction. And then the physical pain will not hurt your mind at all. It will hurt the body, but the body doesn't care because the body doesn't know anything anyway. The body is like a car. If you smash a car, the car doesn't know it's being smashed, right?
No.
Okay, the same way with the body. The one who knows is the one who reacting, see. Once there's there's no connection between the mind and body, then you take the body anywhere, you can bury it, you can burn it, and the body won't react at all. Because the body is just like a car. The one who reacts is the mind, see. And when it reacts, it's causing suffering in the mind or stress, you know. So you don't want to have any stress, don't react, just stay calm, stay neutral. That's why you need to meditate, to practice, to teach your mind how to stay calm, to stay neutral.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So this means that being immersed in pleasure is also bad because it's like kind of fueling the mind for more delusion. So when pleasure comes, just think this is temporary. It will not last forever. Don't be so overwhelmed by it.
Don't indulge in it. Just let it come and
Indulge,
go.
yeah.
Let it come and go. Good or bad. Just
So
stay,
neutral.
just merely neutral. Merely knowing I have good feeling today. Tomorrow I have bad feeling. Okay, knowing that you have bad feeling. You have painful feeling, you have pleasure feeling, but they all come and go.
So they are all just Vedana.
Yes, they are just feeling. They are impermanent. They keep changing. They are anatta. They are not under your control. You cannot tell them to go away or to come whenever you want them to come.
Just like the weather.
Yeah, and if you learn to accept them for what they are, as they are, then you will have no cravings. And when you have no cravings, you have no stress in your mind. Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much, Prajna.
Okay, I'll go to Masha. Masha from Ohio. Hi.
Hello.
How's your
Good
practice
morning.
going along?
Oh, that's the one question I wouldn't want you to ask today. My practice has been terrible. And I wasn't going to talk about it.
Lose your
I've had no-
mindfulness. Lose your mindfulness.
Oh, I surely have. And I've never had a lot of self-discipline, and it's just been worse lately. And then I'm just thinking, okay, well, I'm mindful of myself, not having discipline and not practicing as much. And I'm keep on watching myself, kind of going through the motions. But I was thinking, it seems like we have a little more time today. So about not quite 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with a bone marrow cancer, something they call like a myelofibrosis. And you know, when I first got the diagnosis, it was like, you know, a huge shock. And I thought, well, what's going to happen next? And so then I learned more about it. I don't have to have any treatment right now. I didn't go to the doctor for most of my life. It was only till I signed up for Medicare, and then they give you all kinds of free services for paying their little premium. And I often thought, well, I wouldn't even know about it if I didn't go to the doctor. I wouldn't know that I have this mostly just a low hemoglobin. So, by the end of the day, I'm tired. Sometimes I won't have, a lot of energy, but basically can, do what I usually do. But what happened was when I got the diagnosis, then I thought, man, I better practice. I better really start practicing seriously because I'm not where I want to be yet. So I thought, in case, something happens quickly, I better practice more and get more insights. And that actually worked for a while. And my practice really did accelerate. And now I've kind of slowed down on it a little bit. And now I actually don't think about having a chronic condition.
In order to push you to do more practice, the Buddha said you have to think more about getting sick and dying, because it's waiting for you in the future.
It's like in me right now. It's like now I actually knew, that was imaginary before. Like I remember being like in my 30s, and I thought I'm never going to be old or sick. It's like, and then all of a sudden here it is. Now I'm old and I'm sick, and but thank goodness I have the Buddha's teachings. But mainly it's been interesting to accept that whatever is going on in the body, it's just a process. And I can't control it. I can't control it at all. I take a few vitamins now. I don't exercise any more than I used to, because I found if I tried to control this disease or alter the blood tests, that created more stress, trying to manipulate the body. It just didn't work for me. But anyway, so I'm living with that, and it's actually been a pretty helpful thing overall in terms of accelerating practice. I wanted to ask you something about Nibbana. Sometimes it's said that Nibbana is like the lamplight going out. And I wondered, at your level of being noble, what is that actually like when the lamp goes out?
When they say the lamp, they mean suffering that goes out. The mind remain radiant, happy, peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
What goes out are the defilements and the suffering from the defilements. No stress, no anxiety, no worry. Not affected by the sickness, aging sickness of the body or death of the body. The mind just being merely knowing. That's what it means.
Oh. I'm always looking for something a little more mystical.
No, there's nothing mystical.
Like what is the actual experience of it? But it's
like when you enter into jhana. It's the same thing, except that jhana is just temporarily state. While with nibbana is permanent. You're in permanent jhana without having to meditate. You can be in jhana sitting and talking to me right now.
I had one other question. Sometimes I feel like I have like a real protective energy around me. And I wondered if in Buddhism, in the forest tradition, do you believe in like guardian angels like protecting you from car accidents or even protecting you from illness. Is that a phenomenon that actually exists?
Well, according to the Buddha's teaching, he said one of the consequence or result for being kind, for having loving kindness, is that you'll be loved by the spiritual beings and protected by them. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
I don't either. Sometimes it just feels like
Maybe it's true. You have to prove it to yourself. You cannot prove it to other people because other people might not have the same experience that you have. So
yeah.
you feel
Well,
that you're protected, that's fine.
yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll say, "Oh, well, I have protection when I'm driving," and then I'm thinking, "Oh, did I say something not true? Am I just, throwing out a superstition?" But okay. And then over the years, I've had a lot of different, I used to practice Kundalini yoga. So I've experienced a lot of different mind states and meditation experiences. And I wanted to know if it's helpful to tell other people about them or if it's best just to observe it and then let it go.
Yes, unless somebody asks for your opinion, then if you can help them, make them feel better or improve their life, then you can tell them. But you just don't just go tell them something that they don't ask you to tell them with.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Better to mind our own business.
Yeah. I've learned that the hard way all the time. And quite a few people are bringing up the political situation over here in the United States. And I struggle with that too. And usually it comes right if I find myself dwelling on it too much or paying too much attention. I just remind myself that what I can do is in November, I can go and cast my vote. And that's the only thing that I can do.
Look at the big picture. They have elections for many hundred years now.
Yeah.
And everything's still the same. We all still pay taxes. We all have to pay our bill. We all get old, get sick, and die.
Yep. So anyway.
So why worry? Nothing changed. Nothing's gonna change much. What changes are very minimal to your life. Your life will remain the same. We will get old, get sick, and die.
Yes.
Regardless of who become elected.
That's right. My life will basically be the same, continue the same, except for my uncontrolled mind will be, chasing after all kinds of things that are not helpful.
Yeah, bringing troubles into your mind. Leave the trouble outside. Don't bring them into your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you. It's always nice to be here on Tuesday mornings here.
Okay, you're welcome. Go to Malaysia, Penang. Christine.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ajahn, I have one question. Because just now, Ajahn said merely knowing. So it's like staying with the one who knows. It's just like a mind watching a mind. Is it true? Something like that?
Well, the mind is not watching the mind. The mind is watching what the body sees or hear, and not reacting to what the body sees or hear. Just merely knowing. Don't react. When somebody says something bad to you, don't react. Just smile. React with loving kindness. Just smile.
Okay, like Ajahn, if I have a thought coming up, then I just knowing, merely knowing, do not act on the thought.
it depends whether it's good or bad thoughts. If it's
Ah.
bad thought, then you should stop it.
Mm. So if I'm meditating, then just all ignore, just watching will do, right?
Yeah, try to react as little as possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the question for tonight. Thank you, Ajahn.
Or not react at all. That's the best thing.
Mm.
If you just keep your mind calm and happy, that's the purpose of our practice. And in order for the mind to be happy and calm, the mind must not react to anything. Okay.
Understood, Ajahn.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Kelvin, where are you from? Singapore, right?
Yeah, Tan Ajahn, good evening. Yes, I'm from Singapore.
Go ahead. Any question?
I have no question tonight, but I'd like to thank you for sharing with me to practice mindfulness before my sitting meditation. It really helps me to calm my mind a lot more easier.
Yes.
So, yeah, I have also been contemplating a lot on anicca, dukkha, anatta, and death. Upon death, it goes back to the four element. I also always remind myself that our time is not enough, so I have to practice harder.
Good.
Then the timeline for this life seems to have been extended because before practicing Buddhism, we only think about this lifetime, but after practicing, this lifetime seems to be carry on for multiple life. I mean, if we are still going through samsara. I also tend to get more interested with sensual pleasure, eating nice food, staying out with friends at night, so become more isolated.
That's better because you have more time to meditate, and you have a better pleasure from meditation than from sensual pleasure.
Yes. I think that is very, very helpful when you actually reminded me to practice sati, mindfulness, before the sitting meditation. It really helps a lot. Yeah, than sitting there and struggle to try to calm my mind.
Yes, you need mindfulness in order to be able to meditate successfully.
Correct. I also agree with you that you mentioned earlier that striking a lottery. I think meeting the real Dhamma and a good teacher is really like striking a lottery. So I am very fortunate to come across your teaching, and thank you for being so compassionate to spend time with answering so many countless of questions. I think many of us will agree with that.
Once you win the lottery, the next thing you have to do is to collect the prize.
Oh yes. I'm looking forward for it.
And in order to collect the prize in Buddhism, you have to follow the Buddha's teaching.
Yes. I've been listening to a lot of your past talks, so have cut off a lot of unnecessary roads to take. So really, thank you so much.
Okay, you are welcome. Happy to hear that. Happy
Thank
to
you.
be of service to you.
Oh, thank you very much, Ajahn. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Nining from Indonesia.
Ajahn, good evening, Ajahn. I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
If I apply Four Noble Truths to all of my life experience, is it called contemplation? For example, when I lose someone that I love, then I enter to the first Noble Truth that I said that, oh, this is suffering, this is dukkha. And then I enter to the second Noble Truth that, and then I say that this is not dukkha if I don't have any resistance to this condition. And then I enter to the third Noble Truth that I say that this dukkha should be over. And then I enter to the fourth Noble Truth. And then I tell to myself that don't be sad, everything is anicca. Be mindful, everything is perfect. like what has been happened to myself before. So I said that welcome dukkha. Is it including the contemplation?
Well, see, the contemplation is in the fourth truth, the magga. So as soon as you have dukkha, you have to use contemplation to find out the cause of your dukkha. Once you find out the cause of your dukkha is your resistance to the truth, then you accept the truth. When you accept the truth, then the third noble truth appears, the cessation of suffering.
So if
So
I
the one who is working all the time is the fourth truth, the magga. The magga, sila, samadhi, and panya. See. So if you don't have sila first, you have to build up sila. Then you can have samadhi. Once you have samadhi, then you can have wisdom or contemplation. When you have dukkha.
If I keep my 8 percept and then I get sick and need to take medicine, still I keep my 8 percept or not?
Well, what's the difference between medicine and medicine is not food? You can eat you can take medicine anytime you like.
Yeah, but sometimes medicine kill the virus or bacteria.
Oh, that's okay. It's not considered killing because they don't have spiritual being connected to them.
Oh, I see.
They're like trees. They're like plants. They're a living organism, but there's no spiritual, no mind attached to them.
Yeah, because more than almost 20 years, I don't take medicine that I'm afraid that I will kill the bacteria or virus.
Well, you kill them anyway because if you don't kill them, you don't get well, right?
Yeah.
No,
Okay, so
it's not considered to be killing. Germs and viruses are not being. They don't have any spiritual being attached to them.
so Ajahn, if we have I mean if I have a plan to live near my teacher, I mean near the place that I can practice more, near the monastery or near the teacher who can teach me more frequent, is it including the kilesa or not?
No, seeking a teacher is Dhamma, is magga. If you cannot teach yourself, then you need somebody to teach you, to help you to teach yourself with. This is the magga, the fourth noble truth.
Oh.
Looking for wisdom from a teacher. See? If you don't have the wisdom, then you have to rely on the wisdom of your teacher, transferred to you by his teaching.
Because as a lay person, sometimes we are very difficult to maintain the persistency of our practice. Because sometimes we interact with people who are not in, I mean, who don't have the same.
Yes, eventually you have to go live in the monastery in order to practice fully and effectively.
Yeah, I see. If now I have mother to take care, and then if I have any opportunity, I just think of going to the monastery and doing practice for more than 10 days. Is it okay, or I have to train myself to practice in the house while taking care of my mother?
Well, it depends on whether you can leave her alone or not. If you cannot leave her alone, if you can find somebody else to do it for you, then you can leave. But if you cannot find, and she cannot be alone, and you have to be with her all the time, then you just have to stay at the house with her and practice in the house until she dies, I guess. And after that, then you're free.
And then just in case, while I'm practicing, and then something happened to my mom, is it bad karma or not, Ajahn?
No, death is just natural course of the body.
Oh, I see. That's the first noble truth.
Yeah, aging, sickness, and death. The
Okay.
consequence of being born.
Yeah. Sometimes when I grow in the family who I mean, not all of them practice the same with me. Sometimes they have different opinions. So maybe they will blame me for what happened to my mom, like that.
You cannot stop them from blaming or thanking you. It's up to them. Some might thank you for your work. Some might blame you for your work. But as long as you know that you are doing a good work, then don't worry about what other people say.
Oh, I see. Because in my mind now, I just want I want to spend all of what I have and all of with what I have, I want to spend it for my practice. I want to do charity and do everything for make my practice more smooth, and I can develop my mental.
But helping your mother is a form of charity also.
Yeah.
So you have to look at your situation and do whatever you can with the boundary of what you can do. Don't try to do something that you cannot do yet.
Okay.
Because wanting to do something and you're not able to do it, it can become stressful to you.
Yeah. And I also have idea that maybe if my mom die, I have an idea to move to Thailand because I think Thailand is good, have good environment for me to develop my mental.
Well, that you have to decide when the time comes. Right now, stay in the present. Do the best you can with whatever you have to do, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Don't dream. Don't spend your time daydreaming.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
All right. Next, Diana from Canada. How are you? Is your daughter around?
Yes, I can call her a little later. No, Ajahn Suchart, or we could start with my daughter. She's just in another room playing.
Well, just leave her playing first and get to your question first.
Yes, Ajahn. I didn't put together any questions for this week. I really enjoyed listening to everybody share, and I relate to many things that were being said. Like personally, this week, I struggled with some defilements, and even though I struggled, I found that I was able to apply some different skills like Budo and in my family situation, just withdrawing, being aware that some reactive negativity is coming up, and like suspend it, like finding way to suspend my reaction in my mind and physically. So about that, I feel like it feels good to know that some progress is being made that way. In the practice, I try to be gentler, like if my daughter needed me more for the evening time and I didn't get to my sitting before falling asleep, then the following day I just try to go slower, so then to make the time for the sitting practice. For some reason, I do find a lot more benefit for myself when I do have a sitting practice. Somehow I feel it builds my capacity for the day. But also like some challenging life things have happened, and I did my best to deal with them. Like for instance, we had a car accident, like somebody drove into my car, so that was challenging. I tried to remain calm, but the other person was just very reactive, and then I found I was affected by the reactivity, and I was feeling like it was difficult. Like I made some mistakes because I couldn't stay within situation. My daughter was crying. Then I had to kind of pull back, and take the next step that I needed to take, and then call the police and things like that. The police came, they kind of resolved the situation. Our ambulance came, and everybody was sent home. But when you share that we don't have control over that other people, we don't, because the other party decided to like, I still don't know how to process it, but they basically decided to say that I hit them even though they hit me. So now we are going through this insurance thing, which I find unsettling. Because I have to answer a lot of questions, repeat myself. So like I was doing it for 3 days straight, talking to 3 different people. And then finally, like I had to take a little break. And then we're going to start again tomorrow, where I have to repeat my story again. So it's just unpleasant. It's been unpleasant, and I haven't been liking it, because then I'm not really doing the things that I need to do and want to do. But I've tried. So what I've tried to do is I tried to build a little more on the loving kindness, just accepting the situation. And so that's been my week. And just I find it helpful in the moment when I'm practicing, and I find it challenging when I have to go out and face the life, not having enough mindfulness. So then I go back to taking time out and doing one thing at a time, and then it works. Then I find my balance and center again. One question I have about, like, when I'm doing something mindful, like washing the dishes, then am I thinking, because I'm with the dishes, but am I thinking about the dishes, or am I thinking about my hands being with the dishes? Like, because in my understanding, I had to be like mindful of the body, right? So the dish is there, but like the dish is not part of me. So then I am like mindful of the hands, because my hands, like I feel sensations in my hands. So then is it correct that me being aware of sensations in my hands, that's me being mindful of my body, and me standing there, that's me being mindful of my body?
No, you don't want to watch the sensation of your body when you're washing your dishes. You just want to watch your hand in contact with the dishes and focus on doing the dishes correctly without breaking the dishes.
So it's like doing, it's like for instance, it's the same thing if I am needing to think about the problem. I'm not meditating, I'm thinking about the problem to find a solution.
That's right.
So then I'm just, okay.
If you're thinking, and then you should stop washing dishes and just stand still and think for whatever you want to think.
Oh, so then what to do if I'm aware of my sensations?
It's not what you should be aware of. You should be aware of your dishes, that you make sure that you don't break it or make any noise.
So I might need to I might need to readjust how I've been applying mindfulness in doing things.
That's right. Mindfulness of body doesn't mean mindfulness of sensation of the body. Mindfulness of the body means watching what your body is doing.
Mm-hmm.
When you're driving, you will have to watch your driving.
Mm-hmm.
Don't watch the sensation on your hand with the wheel, with the steering wheel. Watch the road. Watch what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you have to know the priority, what you should put your focus on when you do things.
Yes. Well, like with my daughter, it has been helpful to acknowledge that in the moment that she needs me, that I just put my needs aside, and then I can just be with her and like close her need, and same with my mother. That has been very helpful. So I even have what I had to do. Actually, I had to, like with my mom, actually, I had to just ask her for some time that I can take care of myself. Sometimes I say with my daughter, but more I just say like, I just need to do this for myself. So then she doesn't feel in competition with my daughter too much. And then I assure her that I will come back and speak with her and like listen to her and be with her. And when she is upset, I still find it challenging. So I end up practicing Buddha, like inside, so I don't get sucked into reactivity. Basically, just being upset over how things are turning out, and being worried a lot. So I guess the progress has been made because I was able to detach more and see it more, like see more that it's just a reaction, that it's a worry, and it's the mind defilement, and it's okay to like step back from it and regroup when I'm feeling more grounded. And yeah, so in that way, because I'm really wanting to carry the practice into my life more. So that the progress has been made there. As for my own defilement, I did find myself stuck, roaming and rolling about this work situation, and I struggled with stepping back, like if I'm not being asked for my opinion, to just kind of, not shared, and at the same moment feeling a conflict with, well, what about me standing up for myself? And so I don't have the solution for that yet. I'm still waiting for like what the best way to proceed, as in like having the balance to, you see, I feel a lot of peace and truth when you share, just leave it alone. And then when I go to apply it, I don't have that peace. So it's just how to embody that truth of really not having control over the other people thinking and feeling, and struggling more with what they share about me with other people also, and feeling sad about it because what they might share is not really what's true for me, kind of like that. But feeling and knowing that my people that I wanted to cultivate in my friend circle for like good community for my daughter is challenging, because then I don't really have any control over what my coworkers are sharing with the clients, and then what the clients are thinking about me, and maybe that's why they're not reaching out or responding to me in a non logical way, like that.
Well, try not to expect anything, then you'll be okay. The problem is sometimes you expect, and when you don't get what you expect, then you you're sad or you're not happy.
Yeah, because the expectation is there for a community where we, I guess, raise our children with good wishes. And now that I'm hearing you, maybe there's been some wishful thinking that maybe this is not this kind of community. Now that I'm talking to you, I'm thinking that maybe my wishful thinking was, oh yes, this could be this kind of community, but it is not. So yeah, I do find there's a struggle between, me wanting to pursue this path for myself and also, again, caring for my daughter. So the question actually I had, like, because I am here to care for my daughter because she's in my life, and like, for instance, she was invited to a birthday party. It was very late in the evening, just not the kind of thing we even would do for ourselves for entertainment. But in the end, I was speaking with a friend, and I just really felt her disappointment if we weren't going to come, even though we had good reasons. So then I spoke with her. So then we attended the birthday party, and I just, since I was there, I tried to be mindful. I tried to be mindful of and friendly with her friends that I didn't know much. And at the end, it brought me to question how to explain this for my own child, for my daughter. Like, we were attending this entertainment, but that wasn't the path to happiness. Like that the pleasure was momentary, like the pizza and the ice cream wasn't going to last forever. And see how in conflict this all is with
Yes, I think you have to choose one way or the other. You cannot have them both. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. You either eat the cake and lose the cake, or you want to keep the cake, then you just put it in the refrigerator and don't eat. Then you can always have the cake to look at.
So you don't think it's possible to, like, because I guess I was, since it's viewed in society as part of socializing that we participate once in a while, and especially to maintain some good friends.
Then don't worry about it. Just go and then let it happen, and let it be, and just pay the price later on. This is part of belonging to a community. If you want to belong to a community, then sometimes you have to pay the price, doing what you don't like to do. Unless you want to live alone, then you don't have to join any community. Can you do that?
Well, I'm not sure how to do it with a child. Like, my daughter is like, we spend a lot of time in nature, and she's quite happy. However, when we see other children, when she sees other children doing other things, she wants to try those other things and do other things. So then,
well, you have to be flexible. Sometimes you just have to allow her to do some other things. So.
Yes. So I in my mind, I was thinking, well, this party is not breaking any Shila. There's no drinking there. Everybody's kind of, family oriented and focusing on children. And it was just 2 hours. So we dressed up and we drove and participated and wished the girl happy birthday. And I figured that in order to maintain some good community and not be completely isolated, because it seems like for the child, they need some, I don't know, they need some
company, they need friends, they need connection.
Even though I have noticed then it's very ironic after the times that we participate in these events, then my daughter is a little more discontented, even though she just received this temporary happiness, the unhappiness thereafter is expressed fairly quickly. So we discussed like, well, do you see how the ice cream wasn't permanent? Because she's still convinced that ice cream is happiness. And I asked her, well, where is your happiness now? And she say, it disappeared. She acknowledged it, but she still not connect that the disappearance is where the unhappiness is somehow. Like it can't just keep going.
But she thinks she can always have more ice creams.
Yes, but the issue is that she wants it now, and like she wants to keep having, and then she's in pain in her tummy. So yeah.
Well, you have to be firm then. You say we can only have so much.
Yeah. Ajahn, oh yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, from last week, I was able to apply to allow my daughter to have some of her negative feelings, and this gave her a chance to go through it. Some of them were shorter, other was harder, and I really struggled with the longer ones. But in the end, it gave her good experience.
That's right.
Good experience. Yes.
Right. She gets some protection. She learned that life is not always sweet.
Yes. It was so painful for me. It was unbearable, like to hear her cry over something that I couldn't provide for her that moment. Like last night was that moment. But I was able to not engage internally, just externally, just to keep affirming and to step away. Like I had to do it 2-3 times, and I committed to do it as long as it took, and then eventually it subsided. So I felt like very successful in that, and maybe that's what I need to do now. Just apply it externally, and then eventually we'll get to the internal piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
May I call my daughter now?
Sure, please. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You have question today?
No.
Go ahead.
What about your crying?
No.
What about not getting what you want? Okay.
It's okay, right? Not to get what you want. You still live. You can still be happy without getting what you want.
Yeah. Anything else? Okay. Yeah, you can pay respect.
Okay, no question.
Next
Okay.
time you.
Yeah, next time.
Next time, okay, good. Don't afraid of being sad. Life is sweet and bitter sometimes. Life is sometimes happiness, sometimes sadness. You cannot have all the happiness all the time. Sometimes you have to have some sadness also. And it will pass. Everything will pass, okay? Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Must be quite bitter medicine for her, huh?
Yes. And it's also very new. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. But you let me say goodbye. Yes. I think I may have spoiled her a little bit. I will work.
Good, yeah, work on it. Try not to spoil her too much. Maybe once in a while, on her birthday, on Christmas or something, on some special day. But not all the time.
I try to keep it more balanced, and it's just that sometimes we have to do so many difficult things, so then I want to reward her, but I guess life is just full of difficult things.
Yes, and it's good to expose it to her so that she learn how to cope with them.
Okay.
All right.
I'm always so happy to be here, Ajahn Suchart.
Yeah, happy to see you too. I have to go now. It's quite late.
Yes.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Lynn from Indonesia. Hi, Lynn. Any question? You have to make it brief, though.
Good evening, Ajahn. I'm
Any
happy
que-
listening in today. No question.
Okay. Go to Yi Kun. Hi, Yi Kun from Singapore.
Hi, Ajahn. I'm doing good. No questions as well.
Tan from Kaohsiung, KCO.
Good evening, พระอาจารย์ พระอาจารย์ 1st August I come back to Jakarta. I will meet พระอาจารย์ at dining hall.
Yes, in the morning.
Yeah, in the morning.
Okay.
พระอาจารย์ have time. I want to talk with พระอาจารย์ before I come back to Jakarta.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you on the 1st then, okay?
Yeah. See you too, พระอาจารย์ Thank you, พระอาจารย์
Next, Kafai Lim from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajahn. I have no question.
Okay. You'll go to question from Facebook or YouTube. Kun any question? Bon, are you here?
ครับกราบนมัสการหลวงพ่อครับ There are 5 questions this evening.
Okay.
There are 3 questions from the assistant email. First question from Sam. There are some Dhamma talks about voidness, emptiness, and space. Could Ajahn please help to explain with the idea of voidness and space?
This is the state of mind when the mind becomes still, becomes calm, when there are no mental activity like thinking or emotion, then the mind appears to be like in space.
Second question from Yeti. During sitting meditation, when I inhale and focus on my nostril, my head feels expanded and feel like something is moving inside, and it's painful. How can I be still if such things happen? Do I have to worry about it, or do I have to consult the doctor?
Well, if it only happens during meditation, then I think it's just the mind playing tricks on you. So don't pay attention. Just keep focusing on your meditation object, whether it's a mantra or watching your breath, and see how it goes from there.
Third question from Liliana. I recently found out that my son has a relationship with a girl that has the same surname. According to the belief, people with the same family name are not supposed to get married, as we have the same blood from our ancestors. If they get married, the children might have a risk of being born defective. I know I shouldn't separate my son with the girl if they are happy, but I am worried if the belief is true. Can Ajahn advise? What should I do? Should I tell my son about the same family name issue, or let him make a decision?
Well, it's up to you.
Okay. The fourth question from Celia. Dear Ajahn, can we share the merits of our meditation or good action with a close relative who is struggling, or only with our deceased past relative? Is there a difference between sharing merit with a relative and sending metta to them?
Well, see, the reason why we share merit with the dead is because they cannot practice or make merit themselves. So we share whatever little merits we have for them. But with living people, we can share other things more than merit. We can give them loving kindness, give them happiness. So you know that which is merits are happiness, but we call it merit, but it's actually happiness. So with living people, we can give other things to make them happy, like acting like a Santa Claus, and giving gifts and helping people. Then this will make them happy. So we don't share merits. When with living people, we share happiness with living people. Make people happy, in whichever way we can.
Last question from Meta Wadana. Ajahn, is it okay to listen to the Dhamma talk while you are doing the walking meditation?
As long as you can focus on the Dhamma talk. Because if you don't, when you listen to the Dhamma talk and doing something else, you might not understand what you're listening. It's like sitting in a classroom. You want to be still, pay attention to your teacher. So you can hear everything that your teacher say. But if you can walk and then also concentrate on your listening to the Dhamma talk, then it's okay also. It depends.
That is all.
Okay, that's all for today. I guess we run out of time. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is useful for you and help you improve in your practice. In the meantime, please stay mindful and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you,
Thank
Ajahn.
you, Ajahn.
Thank you,
Ajahn.
Thanks,
Thank you, Amin.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Amin.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.